Are you tired of feeling bloated, foggy, and inflamed with no answers? You may have leaky gut, and it could be the root of everything you've been dealing with, from digestive pains, brain fog, fatigue, and even autoimmune flares, which is insane. Now, for those of you who are new, my name is Naria. I'm a functional gut health registered dietitian, and I help high-achieving professionals just like you finally get to the root cause of their digestive pain so we can rebuild a gut that is healthy and is able to tolerate the world. In today's episode, we're going to dive deep into what leaky gut really is, how to know if you have it, and how to test for it using advanced tools like my favorite, BiomeFX. Now, this is a very special post or recording for me because when I was going through all of my issues, which many of you might have known, I had leaky gut. I had no idea about leaky gut. I went to the doctors. They diagnosed me with prediabetes, diverticulosis. I'm like, but there's other issues, and I'm doing what you're telling me to do, and you're telling me that I'm too young to worry about these, but like, I feel it, right? You know how you feel. Like, stop gaslighting me. So anyhow, just to shortly repeat, I went into the functional world. I tested myself, and I found out I had leaky gut, and I thought, okay, I guess I'm going to go into the functional world. And honestly, it as difficult as it was to go in the functional world when in regards to a learning curve, because I went to school to be a dietitian, which is it's pretty different from what I do today. Honestly, I always tell my patients what I do today, I learned after I became a dietitian. I don't teach them my play. I don't teach like eat 8 servings of grains a day. Like, I don't do that stuff anymore. I teach stuff that really works, that focuses on healing the gut, healing the person, healing the human, and really working on longevity goals. So when I talk about leaky gut, it's something that is very real. I've experienced it. And honestly, I remember even when I was in school, like, let's say over 10 years ago, and I would hear other dietitians, they wanted to go into the functional world, talk about leaky gut. I would hear them talk about it with like nurses and doctors, and I would hear the conversations, and they would say like, what a joke, like leaky gut, it's just so silly, like stop goofing around. We have stuff to do. And I remember the dietitians just feeling so frustrated because they were like, I feel I know what's happening with the patient. They're not doing better with all of your treatments. So how about we consider this? Every time, totally ignored. So I move forward to now, 2025, and we see the research and we see the testing, and it's like, interesting. So those patients probably did have leaky gut, and even now today, they're probably still dealing with those issues because everyone was just like, no. So anyhow, today I want to teach you about what leaky gut is, and things you could do, because you can find out and you can treat it and you can start to feel good again. So first, what is leaky gut? So leaky gut is also called intestinal permeability. It's when the gut lining of your small intestine becomes damaged. Normally, the lining is like a tight filter. Basically, it lets nutrients through, but keeps the toxins and bacteria and undigested food from going into your bloodstream. But when the lining is compromised, it's like a filter with holes in it. Kind of like if you're hosing your garden and there's like leaks in the hose, and you're kind of hosing the garden, but like everything else is getting hosed too. Everything's going through. Basically, things that aren't supposed to go into your bloodstream go into your bloodstream, and your body knows it's not supposed to happen. And what happens? Autoimmune response, triggering inflammation. Your body goes into, wait, hold on, that's not supposed to be here. Let's go figure this out. And how you feel is uncomfortable, bad, bloating, maybe migraines, headaches, and so forth. There's different reasons why someone may have leaky gut. The common ones that I've observed is chronic stress, overuse of antibiotics, oh my gosh, dysbiosis in the gut, excess intake of sugar, especially in the United States, and that highly processed foods, and sometimes just having poor digestion, having a long history of taking products or medicines like omeprazole. Those are very, very common reasons. Now, I will say in my personal experience, I am pretty confident it was from chronic stress. From my childhood surgeries, I've had over 10, 15 surgeries. I lost count after 10, guys. From having surgeries, having my 2 kids, and really not that. I mean, that's stressful in itself, but that's really what triggered me to finish school. And I was finishing school, my bachelor's, master's, my dietetic internship with a super abusive director. I think I lost like 10 pounds from her. Oh my gosh, just thinking about it, like PTSD. That caused so much stress for years, guys. Like, dude, years. I think I probably wasn't even like, I was still in like my 25, 26, 27 dealing with all this. So that was my personal reason I feel I had it, but those are some very common ones. Very common signs you have leaky gut: brain fog, fatigue, memory issues, joint pain, eczema, headaches, migraines, which were me, feeling inflamed, puffy all the time. It's like, this isn't supposed to happen. And you know what the scary part is? These symptoms are often brushed as unrelated to your digestive system, specifically to leaky gut, which is crazy. But there's dangers in ignoring these things. When leaky gut isn't addressed, your autoimmune system stays in a state that is in constant alert. And over time, this can lead to increased risk for autoimmune disease, chronic fatigue and burnout, hormonal imbalances, nutrition deficiencies, which was something I was experiencing, constant flare-ups, pain, and just honestly frustration. This isn't just about taking a probiotic that helps fix everything. I wish it was that simple. It's really about restoring the barrier function. And for that, we need to see what's actually happening first. And that's where testing can come into play. Unfortunately, in the system or in the world we live in, most doctors aren't going to test for it, okay? Because they're not practicing functional medicine. And it is what it is right now. But you can always do your research. My personal tool that I use to test for leaky gut is the BiomeFX. It's an advanced functional stool test that maps out the health of your whole gut ecosystem. It is very advanced, and it is very different from the test you get at your GI doctor. Friends, I promise you this. It's not that they're going to test for one thing or two things. They literally test the entire microbiome. But what does it look for? Diversity of your gut microbiome. It looks for butyrate producing bacteria, which is crucial for gut lining. Levels of 𝐓𝐘𝐒, which lets us know if you have leaky gut. We also check for signs of inflammation, overgrowth of pathogens, bacteria, and metabolites that reflect how your bacteria are behaving. And like I said, there's a few things on there that we can tell if you have leaky gut, like if 𝐓𝐘𝐒 is low, if butyrate is low. It lets us know that your gut lining is compromised. The good part, we can do something about it. Yay! Once we have your test results, we can create a personalized gut healing strategy that often includes targeted removal of triggers, temporarily nutrients that support the gut barrier, very important, high fiber foods if it's appropriate, unless you have overgrowth. And of course, we're not going to feed everything. You're probably going to have a kill phase. Strategic support. I mean, honestly, I think that's the biggest thing. It's strategize. It's not guessing of, well, let me take this prebiotic. Let me take that probiotic. Let me do gluten-free. Let me do dairy-free. Let me do air-free. Let me do everything-free. No, it's literally a strategy based on actually who's in there and what's causing harm. So you actually feel good sooner. When it comes to healing the gut, it's not a one size fits all approach. It doesn't. I've been doing protocols for a while, and it's always so personalized. It's so interesting how every human being is so unique. That's my exact approach in my one-on-one programs. Test, don't guess, personalize, get you better to where you don't ever have to need someone like me again. Like, my goal for everyone is to give them control of their life. That's always going to be my goal. So friends, if you've been told everything looks normal, but you don't feel normal, don't stop there. You deserve to know what's going on inside of your gut, and you deserve to feel better. You deserve to feel like the person you were before, right? If you are interested to see what your gut has to say, if you have leaky gut, text us today at 619-245-9336 to determine if you have leaky gut, and to allow us to help you to create a protocol so you can get your life back. Unfortunately, when it comes to those unanswered symptoms, functional testing is usually going to be the answer, and or integrative health. Both of those, absolutely love them. And as usual, thank you for watching, and I hope you found value out of this episode. If you know someone who's dealing with these issues and may have leaky gut, share this episode, because this could be the start of their new life. And please don't forget to subscribe and comment below your takeaways. I'm so curious if you've heard of leaky gut, if you've heard of functional testing, if you've done it before. What was your experience? I love to hear and read your comments. All right, friends, till next time. Bye.